Hey guys, welcome to another movie review. Today I will be reviewing the movie Replicas, directed by Jeffrey Nachmanoff, with Keanu Reeves in the lead playing Will Foster and Alice Eve playing Mona, his wife. The only really thing I can say about this movie is that it's pretty disappointing, honestly, or mostly, if not. It it has a lot of good ideas, but a lot of it just felt pretty average, I guess you could say. Um, the basic plot of the movie is Will Foster, Keanu Reeves, loses his family in a car crash, and he brings them back to life. And it's really just him sort of dealing with the consequences of his actions from doing so. And that's not a spoiler, so don't worry about that. You see it in the trailers and everything. That's the basic gist of the movie. His family dies, he brings them back, and it's kind of messing with the natural order, I guess. Um, but and throughout the well, not really throughout the movie, but on certain parts, it was sort of raising the questions of what does it really mean to be human, all that kind of stuff. But it just those were like the only really good parts of the film. I never once felt really invested or you know sympathizing, I guess, for the characters, and I'm torn because I know Keanu Reeves is a talented man. He's a great actor in a lot of good films, but I can't tell if in this movie the it was just him, not wanting to be there, or if the script itself was just badly written, because I never like just the dialogue in this movie felt really strange and odd in certain parts, some more often than others. And this just the dialogue didn't really hit it for me. I didn't think it was anything all that great. It was pretty average, and there's just some scenes where Keanu Reeves, his acting just didn't pull through compared to what he's done in the past with, obviously, more recently John Wick, and of course, Matrix and a whole bunch of other things. But and the villain, oh, he's not really a villain. He shows up a couple times, but I guess you would have to classify him as the villain. He felt pretty flat too. I didn't like him at all. Um, he was a pretty basic, kind of rich, evil businessman. I guess it's the only good way I can classify him. Um, the music, for the most part, was it was pretty meh, I guess, for the type of movie that was trying to be made here. It's kind of like a modern day sort of sci-fi-ish kind of thing. And I say sci-fi very loosely because it's it's modern day, but they have technology that we do not yet have. At least I don't think we do. So it's kind of strange. The music was all right, I guess. And then the pacing of the movie is just really odd. At first it started really fast. The when he gets in the car crash, that happens within the first 10 minutes of the movie. So that happens real quick. And then it was either too fast throughout the whole movie or it was too slow. It was fast, slow for like, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes. And then it started to get really fast again. So it, I didn't really like that, I guess. And just, yeah, the pacing for this movie wasn't very good. I didn't really care for it. Um, I guess the only way I can classify it, this movie, is that I feel very unsatisfied. The climax of this movie is resolved very quickly. It's not very long. It's, and there's sort of like a twist reveal towards the end, and Keanu Reeves kind of plays it off like, oh yeah, it's okay, whatever, don't worry about it. Like his character almost didn't really care about what just happened, with that specific reveal. I won't get into that since that's, a spoiler. But yeah, the climax was resolved pretty quickly. I didn't really care for it. And then the ending was pretty unsatisfactory as well. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense. And I guess that's, something that I can say with confidence, is that this movie left me pretty confused. I mean, I never really understood, like, I understood the motive of Keanu Reeves' character, Will Foster. I understood that, he lost his family and they died right in front of him and he wanted to bring them back. But I never really understood the motives for the villain. Again, I use that term very loosely. I never understood him at all. It wasn't really explained. And then it was also sort of revealed that he kind of already knew certain things within the movie, but they never really explained how until, actually, no, I take that back. No, they did explain it, but you didn't see how he came to know certain things. They just kind of mention it in, like, very passively in the dialogue towards the end. So it just, this movie felt really disappointing to me, And another thing, before I forget, is that typically I didn't know this movie was going to be a thing until about a week or two ago. And usually when that happens, that means that it's probably going to be a very average or flat movie. It kind of, gave me this feel like, hey, that's probably going to be a bad movie. But I don't know if I want to say bad, because this movie had some really good concepts, asking these questions of, what does it mean to be human? If you're cloned, are you still technically human? All that kind of stuff. And that stuff is really cool. I think you can make some really good, pieces of art and entertainment out of that. But here, it just fell really flat. The dialogue wasn't all that great. The characters felt very meh to me. And the actors, I felt, could have done better. I don't know. I'm always kind of like, is it the actor's fault or is it the dialogue's fault? Because sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's one or the other. And here, I think it might be a little bit of both. It just didn't feel like anybody was kind of giving it their all. And there was one bit of CGI towards the end that looked absolutely horrendous. It was horrible. It didn't look very good at all. And I think it's really not that bad because you don't see it for very long. But when it does happen, it's just kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So, with all this being said, I think I'm going to have to give this movie 5 out of 10. Yeah, 5 or 6 out of 10. This is a very average movie. Everything for the most part felt very average. This isn't something that I would want to go watch again. I didn't like this movie. I mean, I guess you could go out and watch it if you have nothing else to do. You're sitting around bored at home, but it's just that kind of movie, I guess. This is more of like felt more of like a Netflix type of movie, if anything else. So, with that being said, I would probably steer clear from this movie until other good things start coming out later in the month and in the year. But that's just how it is. It's the beginning of the year. It's January. There's not going to be a whole lot of good movies out until, late spring, summer, throughout towards the end of the year. So, Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a lot of good stuff later, but as of right now, everything else is just isn't very great. Escape Room was pretty bad. This movie was meh. I didn't. I'm probably not gonna go watch it again. So, with all that being said, thank you for watching my movie review on Replicas, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.